Welcome to the 30th episode of the Creative Masterminds podcast.
Hey, what's happening?
What's up? You got Cas Thrive in the house.
You know it.
You also got Shawn Breeze here live in effect. Yeah, well, not really live, but
Full effect.
Full effect, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm talking about. So you already know how we do. We talk about our weekend review and then we hop into the subject. Today's subject is in order to be your best, you have to think your best.
Mental. Yeah.
Mentals. All about the mental, all about making sure that you are in control of your mind at all time and ensuring that you think your best and that you don't allow yourself to go down different negative thought patterns which will impede you from becoming successful. So,
Right on.
like I always do, you know what it is. Cas Thrive.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Bow. Go ahead right there. You know what I'm saying? Tell us what you did this past week, what you got done and everything. Let's go.
Yeah, man. Definitely working the fitness aspect and doing some DJing, putting in some work with the music. I like to write down, create sound. So that's definitely a goal. Try to do that every day.
Mm-hmm.
And so did that. Spent time with the fam. You and your wife, y'all came over.
Yes, sir.
Sunday.
Enjoyed some lovely food.
Right on.
Some lovely food. Man, took me back to Thailand for real with the skewers and everything. I'm like, okay, let's go.
Wifey definitely did a thing.
Yes,
Shout out
sir.
to you, baby.
Yes, sir. And thank you for the leftovers, too. We got a bunch of gang of leftovers for real. You know what I'm saying? We got a whole week worth of leftovers. Thank you so much.
For sure, man. So that and been in a couple of different books, feeding the mind, positive things and all that. So now I'm tossing it to you, Pimpin'.
I'm about to say okay, well, we talk about that later. I'm going to have you introduce like how you came up with the topic because today's topic was inspired by Cas thoughts, or Cas was inspired to have this topic for today's show. But we can talk about that after I talk about my weekend review.
Let them know.
So what I did, I worked on some music, man. I worked on this track. I'm not sure when did I start working on it? Maybe late last week, whatever. So anyway, I made this track. Saturday, in fact. So I made this track in just like within a couple of days, and I actually did a verse to it, did a chorus to it, and everything is just about done. So right now I'm in the mixing phase. I know I said that before about another track, but honestly, that track that I did, I'm not that happy about it right now at this very moment. So it probably won't be released anytime soon. But this track right here.
Fire, son.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it for sure.
He sent it to me. I did hear it. So yeah. What's the name of it?
It is called. What is it called? I don't know what it's called because it's like I'm not sure. Maybe called Prayer. I don't know. I'm not sure what it's called because like the chorus is like a interesting concept. I would say like the chorus is a very melancholy, very not morbid but more so emotional type of chorus
feeling
I would say
it,
but then when you get into the verse it's very aggressive. So I would say for sure it's the song captures how I feel whenever I feel like my back is against the wall and that like I don't have support, even though I know I do have support. I have wifey, family, Cas.
Straight up.
Cas is family. Cas family is family to me. You know what I'm saying? So I do have a support system, a great support system. And I thank God for my support system. But sometimes we do feel like we are on our own at times. And then so I just captured that emotion on how I felt whenever I feel that way. And so I think it's a really good track. I'm very proud of the track, and that's the most important thing for sure. That I am proud of the track, and that it's gonna be seeing the day soon, or it's gonna be released really, really soon. I'm giving myself up until like this Friday to finish the track, and then that would be that because I'm now trying to allow time to be the ultimate dictator as to when I should release things instead of like me saying is it good enough or is it not good enough, whatever, and like set myself a deadline, get done with it, and move on to the next thing and constantly improve and become better. So
straight up.
Very excited about that track. And like Cas said, we did some good fellowshipping this past weekend. Yeah. So that was very dope. Also spent time with family. My sister, she had a birthday. And so we had a birthday party at my mother-in-law's crib. And so that was very fun, have fun there and just had some wine, chilling, talking, drinking, and everything. So that was very cool. And other than that, just been trying to be very productive. So let's go ahead and hop into the subject. Cas, go ahead and explain to us how you came up with the topic for today.
Yeah, actually, Sunday we were talking and, in deep thought and discussion as we do. And Teresa, she's like a sister to us who was over visiting. She brought up the book, The Power of the Subconscious Mind. So, I've been checking that out the last couple of days, and it's a really good book. And it had me thinking that, it just dawned on me, like, of course, I'm always talking about, you want to think positive and your mindset is super powerful. The mind is like soil. Mm-hmm. So it really dawned on me, like, hey, you're not really thinking on the level that you should. Like, in order to be your best self,
yes,
you have to think at your best in the best way possible. So I was like, I can improve my thinking because it's not at 100%, you know what I'm saying? And it may never be. I think it's going to be a journey to keep working hard, and it's a task that, we have to keep working at.
Absolutely.
So that's pretty much how it hit me and dawned on me, like, hey, you need to go even harder. I mean, you got to be a beast at controlling your thinking and your mind, because that's what's going to manifest in your reality, what you're going to be able to experience success and achieve, blissful life. Because that's really how we should be thinking. Like, I want to live a blissful life. I'm at peace. I'm happy, and controlling our emotions and the way we think. So, what you got any?
No, I absolutely agree with that. I would say that came to me when I was listening to Think and Grow Rich. The importance of making sure that I am aware of my mind, my thoughts that's going on in my mind. And I'll say recently, when I talked about this, I think last week, about me now meditating more. Yeah. And so now with like me meditating, I'm like, I feel super duper powerful, and I feel like I am able to really control my mind and really stop my mind from going down negative thought patterns. A lot of time, I would go down negative thought patterns where I would say like, oh, it's too tough, I can't do it, or I won't be able to do it, will I ever get there, that type of thing. And all that stuff that you're telling yourself is really just harming yourself. You're really just it's in my opinion, a form of self-abuse where you're just telling yourself negative things over and over. A lot of people, they try to, in this society, I feel like they try to normalize us mentally self-abusing ourselves, and that's not correct. That's not right. I think we should always be positive towards ourselves. I think we should always tell ourselves that we are the best, we are good, we're dope, we can do anything we want. We should constantly tell ourselves that. We should not live in a society where we just tell ourselves negative things all the time, because that's just you poisoning yourself. And that mindset, that mentality will lead to you not being successful in life.
For sure. So, and that book, it talks about, and I agree with you 100% on that, is that, the subconscious mind, you have a conscious and the subconscious mind. The conscious mind is like where we, we do certain things and we make decisions and whatnot, and it can change, like, I want to wear green today, so I do this or whatever. But the subconscious mind is like your heart beating on its own. And that's the part of the mind that makes your heart work, your lungs breathing, the autopilot, and it's working 24/7. But the conscious, is where we can think negative, we can think positive, where we have control kind of over our emotions. Like, nah, I'm not going to be mad at this. I'm just going to let it ride, let it slide or whatever. But the subconscious is on 24/7. It has no preference, and it goes off of what you feed it. Those thoughts you were just talking about, those thoughts of you're going to go get it, you're going to be successful, that you can do it, that you're the best at it, you're going to be the best you. If you instill those kind of thoughts in your subconscious mind and tell your conscious mind this, then it gets down in your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind is like not an infant, but it doesn't have any
type of filter,
right?
It doesn't practice any type of discernment, and so whatever you feed your mind, it'll just take like the movies that you watch, the TV shows that you watch, the music that you listen to, all that stuff is going into your subconscious mind.
Right.
Everything that you doing, looking at, whatever, like I can take it, cause we're not really PG-13. I can take it when, this is grown folk stuff whenever you look at those adult movies, right?
Yeah.
Like you looking at, like for me, I'll speak for myself. Me looking at adult movies, that's bad for me because that makes me think of women in a bad way and more so where I objectify them. So I had to stop that. So I can stop objectifying women in that way. And so all that stuff matters. Whatever you do, whatever you're listening to, who you're talking to, who you're being around with, all that stuff is being fed into your subconscious mind. And so you have to be on guard. You have to be like, I'm not sure how to describe it, but you have to really be on guard and be mindful of protecting your subconscious mind and what goes into it. So that's why nowadays I just make sure that I listen to audiobooks, that I listen to uplifting things that feed my subconscious mind positive things. Like even me learning Spanish now, I make sure I listen to Spanish all the time so my subconscious mind can be programmed to be able to discern and understand Spanish eventually whenever it comes to your conscious mind. But when you're talking about your subconscious mind, you made me think about what you kind of talked about on Sunday when you was talking about how you were teaching your daughter how to drive. And that's I think that's one of the best examples of how your subconscious mind works because, at some point you're very conscious of like you driving or whatever and like it's very difficult to you. But then you get to a point where you can end up driving like when you do with some women doing their makeup, we can brush our hairdos. I'm not sure what dudes do when I think we kind of
picking their nose.
Yeah, picking our nose, whatever, scratching our legs, whatever we want to say. Yeah. But we can do many things now, now that our subconscious mind have been programmed to be on autopilot and drive ourselves to whatever destination. How many times have we like been able to look down at our phone or text and type at the same time? But because mainly we're allowed to do that and we're able to do that, even though you should not do that, because of our subconscious mind is working for us. And so that's how powerful your subconscious mind is. And so you need to be mindful of what you feed into your subconscious mind at all times.
Especially repetitive, like you were saying, because we drive over and over again. Yep. So that's how you burn. That's how you access the subconscious mind is by repetitiveness. So if you're telling yourself, even now, like if you set an alarm or whatever, or you say 3 times a day, I'm going to go over this, whatever it is, but positive and pretty much a goal and what you want to achieve. And you go over this 3 times a day, your life is going to shift and things are going to open up because your subconscious mind is going to be accessed and be like, well, yeah, you're saying this and all this, so I'm in agreement with you. So let me lead you towards this. It leads you subconsciously towards that. Just like your heart is beating by itself subconsciously, it's not really anything that we have to work at, for those who are healthy and blessed, So that, aspect of it is the subconscious mind works that way 100%, period. You know what I'm saying? So it's not just for the heart beating. It's not just for having your blood circulate. It's also for what you feed it and all that. So that's what we have manifested before us.
Absolutely. I just feel, very, I won't say sad, but I think it's very unfortunate that people don't understand the power of their subconscious mind.
Right.
And how if you're able to really hack it in a dope way, you can achieve anything, anything that you really truly desire.
That's what they should be teaching in school, man.
Absolutely.
This is the type of stuff. That's why I was like, it hit me. I was it's. Yeah, what you got some courses?
I'll go ask you a question. But if you have a point you want to say, go ahead and say your point. But I have a question for you if you have a point.
Oh, just that is super powerful. Like we need to really utilize that and understand it because that's who we are as human beings. Everybody has a subconscious mind. Everybody has a conscious mind. So we need to use that.
So my question to you is like, what are some methods that you do to make sure that you program your subconscious mind in a positive way? Like, for example, with me, I have my mission statement that I created, and I got the idea from reading Think and Grow Rich. And so this mission statement that I read every day, it's called a form of auto-suggestion. And so I read this statement every day, and this statement will be embedded into my mind and then go into my subconscious where I will essentially believe it at one point in time. Or I do believe it right now because there's no point. It won't work if I do not believe what I'm saying. But I read the statement every day to make it ingrained into my subconscious that this is what I'm going for. This is what I'm doing. So my mind can be open to different opportunities that will lead to me achieving what I want to achieve in life. So what are some things that you do that helps program your subconscious mind so you can be successful in life?
Those same type of things in the same vein, like repetitiveness and training it, because it's like LeBron James, Michael Jordan, all these great athletes, or even like great scientists or whatever. They do these things over and over again, and the body, it is able to adapt. We're like one of the greatest adaptive type of creatures, but creatures period do that. But like birds that fly and all that, doing it over and over again, you learn what works, the shortcuts, what you need to cut out and drop. But it's going over it over and over again, listening to the right audio books, mission statements, and even goal statements that I go over daily, 3 and 4 times a day. And knowing that I need to do that. Like if I haven't done it, then I'm like, I'm slipping. I'm letting my subconscious slip a little bit. I'm not, feeding it and training it like I should. It's like the body and working out and training the body to get your muscles big. You got to tear it down by doing the work, and then it builds back even stronger. So with that is training it, going through the process of doing the repetitive. You have to be consistent and you have to be repetitive with it. And that in just doing that will burn in the subconscious mind, and will train it, make it stronger, and it'll be ready for the big fight. If it was like boxing or whatever, your subconscious will be ready for the big game, be ready for the day,
Totally agree with you on that. I had a thought while you were talking, but I totally lost that thought. But anything else you want to add to the subject? Hopefully I can have that thought come back to me. Anything else you want to add on to the subject of like, the power of your subconscious mind and the importance of being mindful of what you think, because being mindful of what you think is essential for you to be able to achieve success in life. Anything else you want to add on to that?
For sure. Like when you talked about like the adult movies, the dirty
movies. The adult movie, man, I had to cut it out, man. People look at me crazy like, hey, you cut? Yeah, man, I had to cut it out, man. Because it's not, I want to have a very successful marriage. And so I don't want to have like, I go to the gym too often. So it's already like, if I'm a man, and so you're working now, you got your testosterone going. Yeah. So that means you already kind of almost on edge, like, okay, you see some things, but so couple that with adult movies, I'm good. You know what I'm saying? I'm okay. I will just use that's what we talked about last week, about channeling that energy to do something creative and productive with it. Right. So, but anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, no, it's just that, man, that is like one of the most addictive things out right now. If you look at the number of porn sites that get hits and all that, you know what I'm saying? And it's really destructive to the family because, that's a relationship with technology. It's not a real person. You're not touching anybody. Yeah. You're not, it's not feeling. So it takes away from the true relationship with the man and woman or whatever gender or whatever sexual preference you have or whatever. But it takes away from the truth, and it's really destructive, and it burns into the subconscious like this is how it should be. Yeah. So then when you get with a real woman and all that,
that's true.
It's gonna mess things up because it's not natural.
Fast. I'm about this. Yeah, it's fast because I would say my adolescence was basically ruined because of adult movies. Yeah. Or even like the dating game, like because your expectation is like unrealistic. Like when you look at that stuff, like you assume that. Oh, I assumed that all women wanted it, and that women wanted, they deep down desired to be wanted by a man, and they wanted that type of love, that type of thing. But that is so false. Like when I actually, started to get to know women and actually become friends with women instead of seeing women as objects, I realized, oh shit, like they are exactly like men. They have the same issues, but it's just on the other side of the spectrum. They're women. And so, same but similar issues, I guess you could say. And so once I learned that, I'm like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, I need to go ahead and reduce that. But I guess I'll say this too. Some tips for people. If you're a person who go to the gym, I will highly recommend that you chill out with the music. I know music helps the run or whatever you're working out, whatever. But I would say chill out with that and find you a good audiobook. I know it's very difficult because some people can't read books really well. It's like very boring. But just find you a good audiobook with a guy who speaks very enthusiastic. Like I'm reading or I'm listening to the 10X Rule by Gordon I can't remember his name, but the 10X Rule, some people may know him. But anyway, he's a very enthusiastic person. He's like high energy, and so his voice helps like me keep me going whenever I work out. So just a good recommendation. Hey, chill out with the music. Maybe you can. Like, so for me, I go to the gym at least four times a week. So I make sure I do like 2 audiobook days, and then I can do 2 music days and get my jam on, whatever. Because also, since music is what my business is in, I do have to listen to music and see what's going on currently. And so, make sure that there's balance and incorporate more audiobooks into your life, because that's another thing that helps program your subconscious for sure.
Yeah, and that's training the mind and the body at the same time.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So that's it right there. I agree.
Sure.
100%.
Anything else before we wrap up the show? It's a very quick, succinct show. Anything else?
Just that we have that Two Kings song dropping.
Yes, sir.
And to go along with the podcast. Yeah.
I think we should just go ahead and I guess maybe tag it along to the actual episode so people can listen to it and then jam out to it. So
for sure, sync it with that 30th episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. I don't have anything else. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Creative Masterminds podcast.
Yeah.
Cast. Go ahead and give out your socials so people can find you.
On Instagram, CAS_THRIVE, and the boxing bell for the latest on the boxing world and all of that. So check it out.
All right. And for me, at Shawn Breeze on Instagram, Shawn Breeze on SoundCloud, Shawn Breeze on Tidal, Spotify, Apple Music.
Bang, bang.
Track coming really soon. Our track is dropping right after this episode.
Two Kings.
Two
Y'all
Kings.
Peep that.
OG Shawn Breeze on Facebook. OG Shawn Breeze on Twitter. I am going to be more active on Facebook for sure, because that's a big platform. I need to use it more. Sure. And I would say also to add on to the topic, practice meditation, man. It was a missing link for me. The thing is, and it's funny because I just saw a video yesterday with Big Sean talking about this, and the reason why he took a hiatus after dropping that dope project called I Decided. But anyway, he took a hiatus because he felt like he lacked clarity, and that's why I lacked for a while. And so meditation has definitely helped me add more clarity to my life, clarity and to like where I'm going, where I should go in life. The vision is very clear. God has shown me so many things since I started to meditate and pray also. And so, yeah, man, if you feel stuck and you feel like you got a lot of like head tension, go get down on your knees, meditate, or however you meditate, whatever. Just go out somewhere, meditate, go into some woods, quiet your mind, and everything will come to you how they should come to you. And I promise you will be more at peace with the journey that you're currently on. So that's that.
And I agree, man. It's like in this fast-paced society and times that we live in, you definitely need to slow down, take time to slow down, let your mind slow down and see where it's at. You want to, feed it, fertilize it, give it nutrition and all that. So I'm with you on that, bro.
Yeah, for sure. And so with that said, this has been the Creative Masterminds podcast 30th episode, man.
We strong, 30 strong.
Another landmark, man. Yes, sir. And so, man, thank you guys for tuning in, and we are out. Peace.
Holla.
Peace.
We just two kings
living out our dream.
We just two kings
Living out our dreams.
We just two kings
Living out our dreams.
We just two kings
Living out our dreams.
We just two.
I'm kingly at best and I'm slaving at worst. In the likeness and image of God at first. I search within to GPS my purpose. While those with power, they turn the Wi-Fi off on purpose. Them curses don't matter when you bring in the light. I shine from within, turn blindness to sight. Mighty with the mental, exceptional thoughts. You picture these lyrics called audible arts. In tune and key, like the 808 and melody. Where the color of your skin can get you charged with the felony. I'm never settling, watch me push it to the max. A life with no lack, with the family intact. King Thrive, my crown cocked to the side. Sent by the Most High to expose some lies. It ain't a mistake, you here for a reason. The beauty of life, make sure you find the true meaning. Living out our dream.
We just two kings.
Living out our dream.
We just two kings.
Living out our dream.
We just two kings.
Living out our dream.
We just two.
Thinking of a master plan as I rub my hands. Feeling like Birdman plotting to get these billions. Feeling like Gilligan, I'm chilling on the islands and I'm feeling elevated. I'm the greatest I got amongst the men. I got tough skin, nobody can punch a film. Y'all don't even know me, I really do not give a damn. I gotta do me, live my life like a movie. Pull up in the 2C, wifey is looking groovy. Who's he? He's Shawn Breeze, he's gonna live his dream. Get his cream and look clean as I step on the scene. Man, you haters so slow, why you boys sipping lean? I don't know about the fam, I'm gonna build a team who's really with the mastermind. About the grind, they gonna shine. You cannot stop me, oh yeah, the whole world is blind. You cannot see me, I'm gonna be that dude on the hill, living in the
We just
GP.
two kings.
Living out our dream.
We just 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 two